The decisions we make about how to spend our money can have a significant impact not only on our personal lives, but also on the planet. From credit card debt to climate change, our purchasing choices are influenced by a myriad of psychological factors. Today, we're going to explore the fascinating world of spending psychology. We'll talk about the emotional triggers, social pressures, and cognitive biases that often lead us to buy things we may not need. By understanding the psychology of spending, why we buy what we buy, we can learn to make better financial decisions that benefit both ourselves and the society we live in. So let's get started on this journey to financial well-being. The emotional drivers of spending. Emotions play a powerful role in how we use our money. Have you ever felt a rush of joy when you bought something new? Or perhaps you found yourself shopping online after a stressful day, looking for a bit of comfort. These are common examples of how our feelings can drive us to spend. When we're happy, we might treat ourselves as a reward, celebrating good news with a purchase. On the other hand, sadness can lead us to what's known as retail therapy, where buying something feels like it might lift our spirits. Stress, too, can cause us to spend impulsively, seeking a quick fix to our worries. But here's the thing, emotional spending can lead to problems. It might feel good in the moment, but it can result in debt and clutter we don't need. Plus, it doesn't really address the emotions that drove us to spend in the first place. By recognizing these patterns, we can start to make changes. We can ask ourselves, am I buying this because I need it or because of how I'm feeling? Understanding our emotional triggers can help us make better choices. Instead of shopping when we're sad, maybe we could talk to a friend. If we're stressed, perhaps a walk outside would help more than a new gadget. And if we're happy, we can find ways to celebrate that don't involve spending money. Social influences on our spending habits. Let's talk about the social side of spending. It's not just our own thoughts and feelings that affect our wallets. The people around us have a big influence too. Have you ever bought something just because your friends did? Or because you saw it on someone's social media? That's peer pressure and social media at work. Social media, especially, has become a huge part of our lives. It's where we connect with friends, but it's also where we see ads and posts that can make us want to buy things. Sometimes it feels like everyone else has the latest phone or the trendiest clothes, and we don't want to be left out. This is what we call keeping up with the Joneses, when we try to match the lifestyle of those around us. Peer pressure can come from our real-life friends too. When they're excited about something new, we might feel the urge to join in. It's natural to want to fit in, but it can lead to spending money on things that aren't really important to us. So how do we handle this? It starts with being aware. Next time you feel the urge to buy something, ask yourself, do I really want this, or am I just trying to keep up with others? Remember, it's okay to say no. Your true friends will understand. Cognitive biases and spending. When we talk about spending, it's important to understand that our brains often take shortcuts, known as cognitive biases, which can affect our decisions. Two common biases that impact our spending are the anchoring effect and confirmation bias. The anchoring effect is when we rely too heavily on the first piece of information we see. For example, if you see a shirt originally priced at $100, now discounted to $50, you might think you're getting a great deal. But is the shirt really worth $50? The original price anchors your perception of value, even if it's not the best deal out there. Confirmation bias is when we look for information that supports what we already believe and ignore what doesn't. If you think a certain brand is the best, you'll probably notice all the good reviews and skip over the bad ones. This can lead us to make purchases based on incomplete information. These biases can lead to unnecessary or impulsive purchases. You might buy something because it seems like a bargain due to the anchoring effect, or choose a product because of a few good reviews, thanks to confirmation bias. But these decisions might not be the best for your wallet. To avoid these traps, it's helpful to take a step back and think critically about each purchase. Ask yourself, am I buying this because it's truly of good value, or because the price is anchored? Am I considering all reviews, or just the ones that tell me what I want to hear? By being aware of these biases, we can make smarter spending choices. It's not about ignoring your instincts, but about making sure they're not the only thing guiding your decisions. The role of marketing in consumer spending. Marketing is like a magician's act, full of tricks that can influence what we buy and when we buy it. It's all about tapping into our psychological triggers, the little buttons in our brain that can be pushed to make us act in certain ways. For example, when a commercial shows people having a great time with the product, it's not just selling the product, it's selling happiness. And who doesn't want to be happy? Advertisers know that if they can make us feel something, excitement, desire, or even fear, we are more likely to take out our wallets. They use bright colors, catchy jingles, and attractive people to grab our attention and make their products look irresistible. It's like walking past a bakery and smelling fresh bread. Even if you weren't hungry before, you might be tempted to go in and buy a loaf. But it's not just about making things look good. Marketing also plays on our fears and insecurities. Ads might suggest that if we don't have the latest gadget or fashion, we'll be left out or looked down on. This fear of missing out can be a powerful motivator to spend money on things we don't really need. The effects of advertising on our spending behavior are clear. We're more likely to buy products that we've seen advertised, even if we don't need them. And the more we're exposed to ads, the more normal it becomes to spend money on these products. It's a cycle that can be hard to break. But we can learn to recognize these marketing strategies and think critically about them. Next time you see an ad, take a moment to ask yourself why it's trying to make you feel a certain way. Do you really need what it's selling, or is it just creating a false sense of need? By understanding the role of marketing in consumer spending, we can make more informed choices about how we use our money. Strategies for mindful spending. Mindful spending isn't just about saving money, it's about spending smarter. It's the difference between buying something because it's on sale and buying something because it truly adds value to your life. So how can we become more mindful about where our money goes? First, pause and reflect before you buy. Ask yourself, do I really need this, or is it just a want? If it's just a want, is it worth the cost? Not just in money, but in space, maintenance, and your time. Next, reassess how you de-stress. Often we spend money as a way to relieve stress, but there are many other ways to unwind that don't involve spending. Consider going for a walk, reading a book, or practicing meditation. Setting a budget is crucial. It's your financial roadmap, guiding you on how much you can spend and where you can save. Make sure to include categories for all your expenses, both fixed and variable, and stick to it. Focus on saving instead of spending. Every time you're about to make a non-essential purchase, think about putting that money into your savings instead. Over time, these savings can add up and give you a financial cushion. Create a personal spending plan. This is more than just a budget. It's a plan that reflects your long-term goals and values. It helps you decide how to allocate your money in a way that supports your life's vision. By adopting these strategies, you can take control of your finances and make decisions that lead to a more fulfilling life. So let's be intentional with our spending and invest in what truly matters to us. And that wraps up our journey into the psychology of spending. If you found these insights helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.